It's been fun growing this channel and helping spread the good word regarding fight sticks and all button controllers. I'm so glad there's an audience for this sort of content, and I 100% feel that these devices up the fun factor for fighting games. To get a little personal here, my brother Dominic is probably my biggest fan, and he has re-watched or re-listened to each of these videos countless times. The kicker is, he's just a bro. He's not a fight stick guy, nor does he even play fighting games. So, for today's video, I want to see if the viewers of this channel could help me change all that, while also taking a good look at a cool metal enclosure option, some Meatcanyon-inspired artwork, and a new all-button layout designed with larger players in mind. So let's get started. When I asked Dominic why he wasn't all in on fighting games, his reasoning basically boiled down into two main hesitations. One, he doesn't have a good fight stick, and they don't feel overly comfortable for him. He's a big barrel-chested dude and worries that he looks like Fezzik hunched over a Digimon. And two, that fighting games seem cool on paper, but he's such a novice that he's worried he'll be left in the dust because he hasn't dumped hundreds of hours into the genre. Alright, fair enough. Let's start by addressing that first point. He needs a big stick to accommodate his big frame, and we can do that. I started by having him try out every stick I had on hand several weeks back. When the dust had settled, I could tell he wasn't feeling the joysticks, and had kept circling back to the all-button options. But even with those, he still ran into an issue. He found his hands too clumped up, and a typical Hitbox-inspired layout just felt too dainty and crowded for him, even with larger action buttons. So, I went to my fight stick drawing board. For this build, I wanted something with some heft, so I chose to explore metal enclosure options offered by AllFightSticks. AFS provides both modular and non-modular metal cases in a variety of sizes. For our base, I bypassed the usual 12 and 14 inch stuff and went straight to the 18 inch case category to give us a big frame to work from. You can get up to 21 inches in some builds, but 18 inches is typically the max size most case fabricators offer. I played with the button arrangement and spread out a Shiokan Star layout to prioritize the hands being far apart from one another. The owner of AFS, Aaron, is a super nice guy and was very accommodating with all my custom layout revisions. Then, for the final iteration, the buttons were angled slightly to help keep Dominic's elbows pointing outward and not forced into his ribs. I also didn't go with the additional drive impact buttons like I would have with someone with a background in fighting games. When you're just starting out, 12 face buttons is plenty. Now, AllFightSticks typically sells black enclosures, but they do also offer a powder coating service. So I went with a custom orange color for the art theme I had in mind. Just blank, it initially had that creamsicle vibe, but that didn't last for long, because just like this layout, I wanted something a bit different. Dominic is a huge fan of Meatcanyon, so I chose to lean into that vibe. Meatcanyon has some pretty weird and wild animations, so check out that channel if you haven't. I also knew that he really enjoyed the cheesy tips video, so once again I tapped my artist buddy Creeps and Babes to help me bring my sketches to life. Dominic doesn't have true part preferences like his fight stick snob brother, so he gets the components I'd just choose for myself. Installed in our custom case, we've got an advanced breakout board running the latest GP2040 CE firmware, as well as Crown 202 buttons. And here she is in all her glory, a dangerously cheesy stickless controller. 1 part enriched cornmeal, 2 parts lidocaine. Dominic is seeing this build for the first time in this video alongside the rest of you, so let's hope he loves it. Now that we've got this controller, we can move on to address his second complaint. He knows I'm always willing to throw down in some matches, but if there are any of you guys watching this video who have also just started your journey into fighting games, let him know you're also down to play in the comments below. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Similarly, the best time to start playing fighting games was on the mid-90s arcade scene. The second best time is right now. The C in the FGC stands for community, so maybe the combined power of all of us can sway him to officially take that first step. Thanks, Dominic, for being so supportive. It feels good to have someone in your corner. We checked number 1 off your list, so I hope you dig your new controller. Plus, I think maybe some of the viewers here might be willing to help you with that second apprehension if you wanted. No pressure. Hey, if you guys made it this far, thanks for watching and for being part of this channel's journey. I really appreciate it. Support your locals, and I'll see you all next time.